Salutations. Alpha Magnus here. Hasbro, what you doing? The reason I'm coming today, this is going to be a longer video. See this guy behind me? That right there is a HasLab Unicron with a nice little light kit that I hooked up on it. I want you to do better, Hasbro. This is not a I'm angry. This is not a this and that. I've purchased your product. What are you doing, Hasbro? So Hasbro Pulse, HasLab, all the Hases, the Haas and Pfeffers Incorporateds, they have this crowdfunding platform. So if you've ever done Kickstarter or Indiegogo or Fig or GoFundMe or any of those kind of deals, it's a crowdfunding platform. You have an idea you want to get done. You have a dollar amount or a part amount, like a unit amount that you want to set. And if you don't get enough to do that, it doesn't get made. That's kind of the idea. Some of them doesn't matter if you, like, there's a kid who did it for a freaking egg salad and got like $1 million. Like, some of it doesn't even have to be like, it could be an idea you have. If people believe in you, they put money towards it. HasLab, Hasbro's version of this, is on their website. So if you go to HasbroPulse.com, search for HasLab, it's on the side. You can see all the things that they've got. So let's take a little look on Hasbro Pulse right now. Boom. It's one of my favorites. Isn't that nice? I'm not doing any side-by-side things. I am not that cool. I'm lo-fi when it comes to this. If you're interested in editing some stuff, hit me up, because I ain't doing it. Oh, look right there, very top, HasLab. So currently we have Victory Saber. This is why I'm doing this video, by the way. If you look, oh look, there's a Rancor coming soon. I don't know if you can see that. It's a Star Wars monster thing. If you don't know what a Rancor is, you probably haven't seen the first Star Wars movie. Or second, I guess, would be the second one. So we got the Sentinel, the Razor Crest, Hero Quest, and most recently Galactus. So that's cool. Let me look here, and you have the previous projects. There's one missing off of here, which I don't like that they have it missing, which is Cookie Monster. Cookie Monster failed miserably because they launched it at the same time as the first one, or the second one, I guess, Unicron. So they learned their lessons on things. And this is where I'm going to get at it. You're a crowdfunding site that is specifically for Hasbro product. Okay? There's a couple of issues with that. You're governing yourself, so technically you don't have to actually deliver, but that would kind of screw you up real quick. That would not last very long when people would stop funding it. And this is the thing with crowdfunds, is fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, I'm never talking to you ever again. And that's kind of what we're starting to get here with HasLab. And I'll explain that in a minute. So, first successful one was the Jabba's Barge from Star Wars. It funded barely, last minute, I believe. I wasn't paying attention to it. I'm just going off of what I think. Unicron here was kind of side railed by Zeta Toys Cell, which is it's a cheaper, smaller version of Unicron. Some would say better. I would say the value propositions, when it was like $200 or $300, it was. Now it's like $4 or $5, not so much. But this guy funded. He's the one you see behind you. behind me. So, crowdfund wise, you're looking at it, and you're like, hey, what's up with you have it? What do you care? This is where I have an issue. So, I don't know about the barge, but with Unicron, I purposely waited. I thought it would be cool because I figured most crowdfunds give you a little, even an email would have been cool, but they give you a little thing that tells you what backer number you were. So I waited for 665 to pop up, and then I bought mine. So I would be backer 666 because he is kind of like the Transformer Devil. That would be cool, right? And that wasn't even something that I was like super excited about. I just wanted to get it anyway, but I purposely waited, and I missed 69 and 420. So what other numbers are you gonna wait for, right? So I put it in there. So I think they need 8,000 to finish this one off. They take a lot of the stuff off of these, so when you click on them, they don't tell you all the info. I think this one might, yeah, this one target was 8,000 for Unicron. So, and this is the other thing that really bugs me. So you see this color here? That's not the color we got. Now, mind you, the color we got's better because that is yellow. That is orange, and I wanted an orange one. So, and I guess there was some issue with the orange. That's why it had to be a certain color and plastic, whatever. I get it. But this is what you showed us. So that's why it was fewer people are going to want a yellow Unicron. They want the orange Unicron. Like, come on. So, out of 8,000 people, I was within the first 1,000. 666. It took forever for us to get up there into the correct number of the 8,000. In fact, they had to extend it. It was not a good thing, and the reason being is Hasbro is lacking, super lacking, on like 3 or 4 main things that crowdfunds always do. And this is where I'm going to break off for here a second. Now, this is just for Unicron. If I can get my computer to recognize me here, I've got a couple things I wanted to go over. So let's break off and start looking at some of the other ones. So if you look, we've got, I'm trying to remember the order that they came in because these aren't even in order, which that's a little annoying. So the 2 main ones that are done, we got Hero Quest here, which is like a game. Hero Quest, I think it funded the first day and had plenty of time. It was a low number. It was dollar amounts first off, which that's confusing. You have your crowdsource thing, and one of them says units, the other one's dollar amounts. Whatever. I think the idea behind this is that you could just get the game, or you could get the full game, or you could just get the book. I don't really get it. Things that should be obvious when it comes to one of these is that the person who gets this now, since this one wasn't a dollar or a specific unit amount, this one's going to be available at retail. And from what I've been told from everyone who backed this, is it sounds like the retail copies are going to hit before the people who backed it. That's a problem. That's a problem that started with Unicron as well. As I was saying, I was within the first 1,000 of 8,000 backers, and I was one of the last people to get my Unicron. That is frustrating. And the reason is, and this is it right here, Hasbro does not ship based off of what backer number you are. That's not right. That is how none of the other Kickstarters I've ever seen do that, unless there's like a problem getting one of the parts. They're just gonna ship what they got and then say, sorry, we'll send the other part later. it costs them in shipping and it loses them money. But guess what? You're wanting to keep the people who are doing this. If someone ever asked me, would you ever do a HasLab again? I'd be like, no. Why would I do that? They're doing everything wrong. I am going to, believe it or not, but I am purposely waiting till the last day because I want them to know that they are doing things wrong. And if I have to make videos, if I have to post things on there, it is driving. I would love to have a job doing your Kickstarters, because whoever is currently in charge of them has no idea what they're doing. They got a half idea what they're doing. I wouldn't say no. You are getting things funded, so I'll give you that. The last day or week, but yeah. So in a Hero Quest, it's being delivered to like Barnes and Nobles or whatever bookstores and Amazons. Those people are going to get it before the people who backed it. And I know you're going to say, well, they're going to get it eventually, so who cares? They're the ones that funded it. This is the thing. When you back one of these projects, you are putting your money down on a product that is not guaranteed to exist. You don't even know what it really is until you get it. You're putting faith into that. It is the tithe. It is going to church and putting that money in that little sack and thinking that's your salvation. You are putting a little bit of yourself into this company. And guess what? Anytime someone says something about this, I can say, I helped make this possible. If you can buy the same thing at the store before the people who helped make it possible, you are doing your crowdfund wrong, incorrectly. Okay, so there's Hero Quest. Hero Quest, we've ticked that off. So let's see what we got here. So someone luckily, come on, did this lovely little thing here. We're gonna close this out for a second. I'm gonna pop this up. I have different programs and different things. So it's kind of hard to see because I don't know why Discord won't let me like enlarge this, but essentially it shows number of units. So if Unicron is right here in the middle of this, that was the 8,000 units that were required. Oh, sorry, 8,000 is right here. Required Unicron. He ticked up very slowly, and then Zeta Toys was announced theirs, and that was 40 days in, and he barely got up to 3,000. That's not even half, right? Then it jumped up because it was the last few days, and they counted the e-tailers, which is like Big Bad Toy Store and Amazon and all those. Theirs ticked it up to about 4,500. Then they extended it because the Zeta Toys things screwed them up. So they literally had to do a cease and desist, send the cops to the place, lock it down. And it actually kind of went down and then back up to the second number of affiliate orders kicked in 75 days in about, and it jumped it up to 6,000. 80 days, it ticked all the way up to 6,500. Then the last 5 days of this campaign is when suddenly it doubled. It went from 7,500, oh no, hold it, for about 6,500 to 11,000 in like 3 days. And that's probably mostly the last day. That's not how you want to run a crowdfund. And I'll tell you multiple reasons why it ticked like this. So if you're looking at, I don't know how it's going to go. We're going to say this is the beginning of the crowdfund here on my screen. It does this. Jump from the e-tailers. Second jump from e-tailers. Then it skyrockets and you've sold it. And the reason why it's like that is because at no point, and this, some people say, oh, it was people It was the e-tailers. They actually didn't count those until the last day. No, it's known that they're twice the e-tailers were accounted for. So that's not it at all. So, and I will click on here because this is another box of fun. So you're saying, okay, well, why would it be like that? Why would the e-tailers, count so much towards it? Well, they were about a third of it, of the goal. So about 3,000 of them were from areas where HasLab wasn't available. It was only available first in the United States. Then I think they kicked it over to the UK, maybe Australia. It was not available everywhere all the time. So that is a problem, but that's not the problem. The problem is best shown on their current offering. So let's go to Star Saber. It's $179 and there's 40 days left. So I think they have 45 days. So I think we're about 5 days in on this. 5 days in, we're almost halfway, right? That's pretty good, but it's cheaper. So yeah, it's fine. Which is smarter because going for these big guys here isn't always the best thing. So we go through here. This whole page is this long. They have 3 tiers that they show you. Only one is shown as what it is. Shows you some renders, which is fine. It's a prototype. This is common for Kickstarters. Limit of 5 per customer. That's interesting. So you could buy 5 of these. So some of those might just be 5 people buying the same thing over and over again. Whatever. But here it is. I agree to the terms, blah, blah, blah. I hereby authorize Hasbro to charge my payment method for the amount on October 11th, 2021. That's legalese. But what's missing on this page is that there are multiple different ways. So some crowdfunds charge you the day of. Not all of them. Most of them don't. Most of them charge if it is successful on the last day. That is what that is supposed to mean, but that means nothing to anyone. If you go to Twitter and you see people talking about this thing, they're literally saying, "Oh, well, I won't get paid until 2 weeks from now." That doesn't matter. You can pledge today and pay when you need to have that money in your account is October 11th, 2021. Nowhere on here does it say that. Why doesn't it just say that? Why isn't there a big sticker here that says back now, pay on October 11th? That's all it needs to say. A little Ghostbuster size, like cog of something, like a little splash thing. That's all it needs to say. They have done, this is like their 7th one and they still haven't put that on there. That's not good. Now, if I'm in Kickstarter and I'm rocking those, I know what Kickstarter does. If I'm in Indiegogo, they kind of throw it at you as to what the terms are. Hasbro, you're running your own thing. Nobody knows. This little line here that's in the smallest text on the screen isn't helping anybody. It's not helping you either. You need a big splash that says, back now, pay on October 11th, if it's funded. That was hard. I almost made one today in like 10 minutes just to show how easy it is to actually do. So I'm going to go back again. And this is one of my other issues here. So we're going to go here to Kickstarter. I randomly chose this one. It was on the front page. It was already funded. I don't have to worry about it. Day one on Kickstarter, you have to have all of your tiers unlocked. So you can't just be like adding tiers here and there. You can adjust the stuff from what I've seen, But most of the time, you got it all here. And the first tier, I want to show you this first tier here. This is for a purse, by the way. It is $249 pledge for one early bird version of this purse. Estimated delivery December 2021. Ships to anywhere in the world. Everything you need to know is in this pledge. It is a paragraph. You save $146 off of retail by being an early bird backer. Color is chosen after the campaign ends. Cool. It explains what everything is, and you can do add-ons. This happens sometimes, but there's 2 left of 467. I don't know why someone wouldn't have switched their regular pledge to that, but sometimes backers back out and then leave 2 early birds open. That's usually what happens. So there's 465 of those. Don't know why that's not a nice even 500. But so essentially 500 people out of this campaign get a price cut because they're the first backers. It's the early bird bonus. It gets a lot of people in that gate right off the bat. The actual price, well, the actual pledge price is $265, still the same estimated delivery. Once we kick it down here, so you get the full backpack, there's an early bird of that as well. It saves you $100 to be an early bird. That's cool. This one's not doing what I wanted it to. This one looks like they're pretty confident on hitting their goal at December. What you will see sometimes, and as I said, I just picked this at random. What you will see sometimes is the early bird is a month before everybody else. You'll also see where the early bird has a date and everybody else doesn't, because they know they can make 500 of them by December, and everybody else is like next year sometime. I could probably go through like 6 of these and find similar things. Sometimes the early bird is you don't actually get a discount. You get stuff. So let's say if we were going to back this and we got a t-shirt or we get a pen, or we get just a book with the design stuff on it, just laminated design sheets. Something that is not pivotal to the actual unit itself. You don't want to have like, oh, this is a thing Unicron had. If you're early bird, you get it, because that's going to piss off everyone who couldn't get the early bird. So you don't want that, but you do want it to be some sort of a swag type deal. I'd taken like a necklace that had Unicron on it, or the Matrix, or something cool. Something little that's not going to kill anything, but guarantee you. And here, this is 23 minutes in, and I'm getting to the bulk of the problem. It's not that you're missing tiers. That is a problem. Unicron had no tiers shown when he was off. So people are like, well, if it backs, that's it. Like, where are all the extra tiers? And if you're a noob to the Kickstarter, crowdfunding, you may not think anything of that. But people who've been doing this, I've been doing Kickstarters successfully, mind you. I've not had a single one not deliver, because I vet them. You get to a point where you're just like, okay, so they're going to launch the thing. They're going to show me what the early birds are. They're going to have tiers shown right off the bat, and then they're going to ship it to me in the order that I ordered it in. Like, it's the 4 things. Hasbro, you're doing one of those. It's weird that you've gotten any of these to fund. So what we're going to look at here is Mattel, your direct competitor. What? So Mattel, they just recently did their first crowdfund on Mattel Creations. I think they've done some other ones on Maddie Collector. Those were mostly like, hey, we're making this, but we're making them to order. It's a little different when it's this. This wasn't going to get made unless you hit that dollar amount. So this was the WWE, it was like a wrestling ring. And it right off the bat, they say it comes with this guy who diesel, whatever. $250. They did not properly have good tiers right when they launched, but they fixed that like within a day or two. So that's something. $250. It was really slogging, you know. They were not getting enough people to do this. They wanted 5,000 backers to get this ring built. If you look here, this little thing, it shows you what the ring is. It's actually built like a ring. It's got wood and everything, you know, sheet panels and cloth around it. It's a lot better than just the plastic ones you get at the store. Don't know if it's worth $250 no matter what, but that, I digress. That is someone else. You get the entrance stage. So, yeah, it's got a corner stand. Most of them don't have corner stands, which is weird. They're always side stands or stairs. You get diesel here, and at 7,000, this is where the things get real big. I don't know why the picture's not showing up, but you got Doink the Clown if they hit 7,000, which I don't know. I've seen Doink the Clown in stores, so I don't know what the big deal is there. At 8,000 backers, they were going to get, you can swap out the skirts for the ring. And then this is where the coup de grace hits. Early bird exclusive, available until August 13th. So they get a timed early bird, which is smarter for this kind of a deal. Doing the numbered early bird, not so good, because then it's like a direct, you could just have people buy a whole bunch of them and get the early bird, and then everyone else gets screwed. This is an early bird available exclusive. And this, I think, is the reason why this passed. 100%, this is why it passed. First off, you get a Macho Man that you don't normally get. They don't usually do announcer Macho Man. They usually do in-the-ring Macho Man. So, right here, I'm going to read off exactly how it's. They spell this out so good, it's ridiculous. This is their first crowdfund. All right. Early bird exclusive available until August 13th, 2021 at 9 p.m. Pacific time. This promotion has ended. They actually put that in there. So you don't think you're going to get it, right? Afterwards. The exclusive bonus for early backers features a WWE Ultimate Edition Macho Man Randy Savage figure, capturing his role as commentator of Monday Night Raw. Feature includes WrestleMania X entrance gear, an additional hat with an integrated headset, an additional announcer's headset for co-commentators, new generation's announcer's table with soft goods, tablecloth, 2 monitors, 2 microphones, 2 blue folding chairs, early bird exclusive available until August 13th, 21 at 9 p.m. PT. Hashtag unlock the arena. They announced it twice that the early bird ended then. Good. In the title and in the paragraph. They also have a hashtag. Do we know what year it is? Because hashtags have been around for a while. They help. They help us identify things. And they have one. So if I wanted to spread the news about this, I could post this and put hashtag unlock the arena. There you go. We've officially got people sending it. So this right here didn't exist at first. This was maybe the first week they decided we need to do an early bird exclusive because people weren't backing, and this might be hesitation. They've never done a crowdfund before, so why would I trust them? But there you go. It ended up doing it. So let's see what we got here. It does not say exactly how many people did this one, did it? Yeah, they're kind of sneaky on that. In fact, this is hard to find. I had to Google for it and then find it in the thing. But yeah, it passed. So we're gonna close you out. Now, remember what I said about exclusives? I told you this was gonna be a long video. So we've gone over a couple other things. You got to ship. Main thing, if you're 1 through 1,000, you should get this before 1,300. Like, come on, that's without saying anything else. Razor Crest, I'm not even going to get into that. That thing blew it out. It's Star Wars. Mando was hot. Whatever. Sentinel funded. It took a little longer, but than the Razor Crest, but it did fund. But you're also dealing with the X-Men there. Everyone's been wanting a bigger Sentinel anyway. A little better thing. The Sentinel was done very well. The team that did that was into it. They designed it. They had a whole bunch of extras. In fact, I want to say they might have had like 3 right at the bat, but it's been a while since I watched that live stream. It wasn't really like what I was into. We're going to go to Galactus. This is the most recent one that has funded. And we're going to get into it. So, 14,000 backers. We're not going to care about how many actually backed. Up until, and this just ended like 2 days ago, up until about a week ago, this had not funded. It did not have the 14,000 backers that was required to fund the project. It was getting close, but it still hadn't hit that. And I might be wrong on some of the numbers. I wasn't glued to this. I just kept getting emails about it over and over. So, first off, they do have stretch goal updates, which weren't there to begin with. Tier 1, you get Frankie Ray, Nova, one of the Heralds of Galactus. Secondly, you get a Silver Surfer at 17,000. You get a Morgue figure at 20,000. And then at Tier 4, you get the Head of Doom at 22,000 backers. So, this is the problem. Remember what I said earlier about them not articulating that if it doesn't back, you don't have to pay. And if you don't have money today, you just have to have it by the date of the campaign ending. There weren't 14,000 people a week ago that had backed this. And I don't care how much spreading news about it you can do. If you're a Marvel fan that's willing to chalk over, what was this, $400? I don't even know how much it was. I think it was $400 because they like hide this stuff here. August 30th was the last day. So, yeah, they like took the dollar amount off of it. Like they're hiding stuff. Mattel hid the whole thing though, so I can't really be too happy about that. It should all be up there. People are keeping track of this and they will call you out on it later. Don't be that guy. So, hadn't even got 14,000 a week ago, right? The total end in the last week, 32,394. Double the people required, the entirety of it. If they canceled everybody's backing from 7 days ago, they would be fine just on the last 7 days. Most likely the last day or two. That's when everybody backed because nobody was told. There was no splash here that said, hey, you don't pay until it's backed. And then it's only on the day of it closing. So if it backs today and it doesn't end till tomorrow, you have till tomorrow to back out of it. You get a flat tire and you can't afford it. Okay. You have until August 30th. So you can back on the first day and back out the day before it ends. No harm, no foul. There's nothing about that on here. Badly worded. No like big splash to do it. All this black space here, they can fill that with a little disclaimer that says, back today, pay on August 30th. Boom. Nothing. So here's the other problem. And this brings it back to there. So let's say I was one of the first 14,000 people that backed this earlier. You know, maybe like the first 5,000. I backed this sucker early. I wanted that thing. I want Galactus. I then wait till fall 2022, which is when this is supposed to be delivered. It's a little long, but I get it. It's a whole bunch of stuff. It's lights and a whole bunch of extras. I backed it before you had a stretch goal even announced. That's how long ago I backed it. Well, how you guys ship, which is wrong. I don't care who you are, and you're just wrong. If I backed a month ago when this was new, I deserve to get this before the people who waited until it was backed and backed it on the last day. This is not rocket surgery here. It's not. If I am backer number 1, I need to get it in my hand before backer 32,394. Every other Kickstarter, everything else, they do it this way. And they do it this way because it keeps the people who liked their product early on happy. We're the ones. If I backed this and I shared it 6 times on my social media, we are the ones that got it done. Backers 14,001 through 32,394, you did not get it done. The prior 14,000 did. And they deserve to get it before Johnny-come-latelys. I'm sorry. I backed Unicron within the first 1,000. I should get it before the last 1,000. It's not that hard to understand. And I get it. Oh, we're kind of COVID, blah, 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 blah. I'm leaving that alone. But this is how you've operated on all the other ones, pre-COVID and post-COVID. You've got Hero Quest, where people are going to be able to buy it in the store before the people who backed it. That is unacceptable. Unacceptable. So, we're going to go down here. You know what? We're gonna get off of that because this was about Victory Saber. This is the whole reason that I got angry about it, because I figured by now we would have learned this lesson, and they haven't. So now, mind you, it's only been like 5 days, I believe, and they're already at 50%, right? But it's been sitting at 4,000. Look, that's 5,000 backers. It's been sitting at like 4,000 for 4 days. So 4,000 people really wanted that thing real quick. They're like, yes, buy, yes. And then 1,000 have trickled in. In 40 days, if 1,000 trickles in every day, we're going to be good. You're going to be golden. But this is the thing. Those 4,000 people, I'm not even one of them this time. I'm waiting until day 39 because fuck you. That's ridiculous. So why would I bother? I'm just going to wait till the last day. If 8 billion people buy this thing, I want to be 8,000,000,001 because chances are I could get it before number 1. There's no guarantee, so no, why would I care? That's why you deal with things like Galactus, where it funds on the last day and doubles the funds needed. It doesn't make sense. You have to promise people things and deliver on those things. So I think I've beat that horse straight dead. So let's get on to the next thing. They have a bunch of stuff here. This isn't bad. I like the little sketch. Early backers get the sketch on a poster. Idea. Tier 1 unlocked at 14,000. Tier 1 should be the first big thing that you get by unlocking stuff. I'm not saying it should be the largest thing. Just it should be something that people really want. It's some cannons. You unlock Victory Saber's V-Lock cannon and blast effects at 14,000 backers. So Tier 1 unlocks right once it's funded. Pretty much like 11,000 to 14,000. Once, it's actually common for Kickstarters to do that. Once it hits that 11,000, suddenly a bunch of people jump on. That happens. Not double. Double's crazy. Tier 2 is at 17,000. Tier 3 at 20,000, and they don't even tell you what those 2 tiers are. That's a problem right there. There should minimally be a hint. If tier 20,000 is what people are guessing is Deathsaurus, which is the bad guy from Victory, that's fine. Put it on there. Because guess what? It'll be at 20,000 tomorrow. You give me 3 figures for the price of 2? Sure, we're going to go nuts. So here. It shows you all the fun stuff. Yada, yada, yada. And that's it. Pretty bland thing here. Now, what I would like to see over this, you got to have the tiers shown. Tiers have to be shown. So let's say I am a backer, and you can look it up. I screen capped this thing because I thought it was funny. Someone was arguing about this exact thing, and they said, "Oh, that's pretty cool. I'd like to see what the other tiers are." So they didn't tell you the tiers. So guess what? You unlock the cannons. You're like, sweet, I got the cannons and blast effects. And then the next tier is something dumb or something great. We don't know. So that's not a draw. That's not going to make me want to back this. What it should be is, let's say, I'm just going to shoot it out there. I don't think Deathsaurus is going to be it. That's a little bit big of a figure to be given away right off the bat. And that, that's just not likely. So, 17,000, lights and sounds. So when you plug stuff in, it lights up, makes some noise. That's feasible. 20,000, you get some human figures or something to that extent, something that they used in the show. It's been a while since I watched Victory, but, it's got to be on there. It's got to be on there. You got to tell me what this is. This is unselling this for me. I'm not even skeptical. I do want to back this. I am purposely holding my vote until the last day because there's no benefit for me to do it now. There's nothing distracting me from it aside from letting you guys know you shouldn't be running your stuff like this. This is my favorite part. I don't know if it's on here, but they made a big stink about it in their thing. Yes. This is your chance to make Hasbro history and introduce Japanese canon into the Transformers line for the first time in 30 years. The Marvel guys seem to know their stuff. The Star Wars guys seem to know their stuff. Are you just hiring anybody to run the Transformers side of this? That's your bread and butter, people. You own Transformers. You don't own those other two. You don't own Star Wars. You don't own Marvel. So you got randos doing this? Because I didn't even have to look far. And I found 2 examples. This little guy right here is from the same show as Victory Saber. This is Black Shadow right here. This is a 10-year-old figure, at least. I don't even know how old it is. It's an old figure. First time in 30 years. Right next to him, I haven't decided which one I'm going to keep, but I got another Black Shadow here. It's less than 10 years. It's probably like 5 years, if that. First time in 30 years. Japanese canon. There's probably at least 10 more in my shelves that are Japanese exclusives that I did not import. These were just bought on American shelves. I did not import any of those. It is weird. What does that mean? That tells me that the people involved in this are less serious about it than I am. Which I get it. It's their job. But something ain't stirring the Kool-Aid there. So you get a 1-inch Brain of Courage Brainmaster figure, 5-inch Autobot Saber, an 8.5-inch V-Star Jet, 7.5-inch Victory Leo, the Sword of Justice, 3 figures, jet accessories, etc. Calling the one thing a figure is a little weird, but actually no, that should be right. It's Saber and then the big one, but you can't have them separate. I don't know. They fit together like Russian nesting dolls at this point, so whatever. I just think it's weird what you're doing. Some of the stuff you're doing is just plain wrong. Some of it's weird. Some of it, I just don't get it. How Mattel can figure this out. Their first crowdfund. Early bird. That's a big one. Ship by batch minimally. So 1 through 1,000 should get it before 10 billion through 11 billion. I'm sorry. That's just how that should work. 3, what are you guys doing with your tiers? You're saying there are tiers and you have nothing to show for them. I'm going to give you what's inside the box. What do you choose? $1,000 or what's inside the box? I'm going to choose the box. No. Everyone who chooses the box always has a bad time. And then the cannon, whatever. It is what it is. Show us what the other tiers are. These are minimal steps. The most beneficial step that you're going to have is putting on here. And I've said this before, but this is important. The most important. Back now, pay on the date it ends. That's it. This will fund. You won't have any of that, like, is it going to fund? You're going to do the Rancor. All right? I swear, if that Rancor drops and you got the Grimorian Guard, you probably got, like, maybe a Jabba. I don't know what else they're going to do. Some skulls in the corner for Luke. Even the Luke, like, all tattered or whatever. That's one, like, they're going to have stuff for that Rancor. And I believe that's a 3.5 size, not the Black Series. I might be wrong on that. If it's Black Series, wow. But, like, they already have a Grimorian Guard figures. That's the pig guy, if you don't know. And that's where he gets smashed. And you know, the Rancor gets smashed. They'll probably have a smashed head as one of their tiers. It's not difficult. Just show us at beginning with. Don't do this like trickle down stuff, because I know what Hasbro does is they don't want to have to tell you what those tiers are, because they don't want to really do them. They want to make this figure and then they want to, that's it. So this is what you get when you have that figure. You get 5 days and 1,000 up to then. So if we look at this, it'll fund. I'm not worried about that. Every 5 days you get 1,000. You need what, a few weeks, and then you're up to 11,000, and then it'll double and triple and quadruple because people see that it finally passed, and then they got their checks that they didn't need to wait for. You're just making it harder on yourself. I guess this isn't like me being angry about it. You're making it harder on yourself. I'm not worried about this. If this doesn't fund, guess what? I don't care. I don't care. I'll be happy to get one when I pledge on the last day, because it doesn't pay off to pledge any earlier. It's just that. It's just that. Hasbro, do better. I mean, it's sad when you gotta say do as good as Mattel did. That doesn't make any sense. Mattel's been falling downhill and then running up the hill and falling back down it for the last like 30 years, and you guys have stayed pretty level, but they figured this out their first run to have an early bird exclusive. I don't know how they're gonna ship their stuff out, but if I find out that they're shipping orders 1 through 1,000 before they ship order 18,000, you got real problems. You got to work on that. I don't care about your distribution. I don't care about any of that. It's about doing right by the fan. The fan is the reason why this exists, not you. It's the reason why all of this exists. It's the reason why we do all this, because we are fans of it. You'll lose the fan, you lose the reason to even exist. You go Kenner. Remember when you bought Kenner? Because they started doing stuff the fans didn't like, and they couldn't make up for it. Like, they rode that Star Wars thing till it died. They also made some other decisions, but still. Star Saber. Fix it. You have time to fix this. Put a little circle right there. It says, back now, pay later. Show us what the tiers are. I want to know what these tiers are. That one and that one. I don't want to be surprised by that. I don't want to wake up one day and then find out, hey, that value proposition, I'm not as valuable. What if this one's like a big bag of turd or something? I don't think you guys are going to do that. But guess what? Cards Against Humanity did, and they literally sent out turds. So it's possible. I don't think you're going to do that. But if this is like the stupid kid on the hoverboard thing, what do I care? That's not enticing people to get this. That's like throwing me a crumb afterwards. It's like, here's your meal. There's a little something. You want to go here and be like, that's the freaking dessert that I want. I want this dessert. I'm gonna eat it right now. You're not giving us desserts. You're giving us whatever. You're giving us a crumb. It's probably the best way to describe it. Is, you go to the steakhouse, you're buying the steak. Tier 2? Well, that's the bread. That's that cinnamon bread. That's that good stuff. Yeah. Oh, look at this. This one? That's the appetizer. That makes that. And then if you had another tier, that would be the dessert. But not everybody gets dessert. And that's kind of how those tiers work. The later ones are definitely not the main course. You can look at this one. Explains it perfectly. So I don't think they've had a Frankie Ray ever. Nova. I don't think they've had a figure of that recently. Let's see what we got here. I'm sorry for dragging this on. I'm very passionate about it, and it annoys me to see them continually make the same stupid mistakes over and over again. So yeah, they don't really actually have. Did they take it down? Like, what did they do? Yeah, this is weird. I'm sorry for dragging this, but now I can't even find the thing where they announced the Doom head. That was one of the tiers. They announced it up here. Let's take a look. Let's go backwards. Oh, that's super weird. They don't even have the pictures of the extra stuff that you get. What do you like? If I'm going to look back here later on to see what your previous crowdfunds look like, this doesn't look good. It does show Frankie there and the Silver Surfer and Morg there, but doesn't show the aforementioned Doomhead. Oh, I completely forgot about that. Sorry. One of the things that drove me nuts is that I'm sure that they went to sleep and did stuff. They didn't have this automated, which was dumb. But Frankie Ray unlocked its 16,000 backers. Immediately, that should have been, all right, 17,000, here's the Silver Surfer. It was like 1650, and then they finally announced it. So you're already halfway there. And then 20,000 Morg. Well, they were already at like 19,000 when they announced that. When they announced the Head of Doom, I didn't see it until it was already over $22,000. So they announced a benefit after it hit its limit. What? Why? What are you doing? Announce them all right at the bat. Day one. Just do it. Because guess what? If I am day one looking at this crowdfund and I see that if at the end the head of doom and everything before it gets unlocked, that shows me that there is a value proposition in here. And I'm going to go for it day one. I'm not going to wait for that last day because I have all of this stuff that shows for the same price what I'm going to get. Cool. So I know that what you guys want to do is trickle feed this stuff. But there's two kinds of ways to do things. There's the Netflix method, which everything is available right on the first day. You can binge it and go. And then there's, like, I guess the old style, the Disney Plus, where they have it every week. Kickstarters don't work on the Disney Plus method. We need it all at once. If you add stuff after that, cool. Don't trickle feed stuff that you've got planned already. That's dumb. That does not make me want to share this. That does not make me want to back this. There have been a couple times I've almost backed some of these, and I'm not even interested in them because by the end, the value proposition was there. If it's not there right off the bat, I just don't care. So that's been my rant on the HasLab debacles. I hope you enjoyed this. Please leave a comment below, like, subscribe, do all that jazz. Let me know what you think. If you're one of those Hasbro shills that think they can do no wrong, I just talked for an hour about how they do wrong. That doesn't mean that they are wrong. It just means they need to fix some stuff. So without further ado, I'm Alpha Magnus. These are toys.